Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
Gothic horror action. Let's go.
Yeah, I think my favorite scene of this was the opening scene with the black and white and just the style of it. That was the scene for me. After that, yeah.
I think the first 30 to 40 minutes of the film are my favorite. I'll say that.
Okay.
I'll say that for sure. I
think I agree with you in that.
It gets really rushed towards the end. I think I loved this movie so much as a kid, and I still love this movie. I have a lot of love for it because I hold that nostalgic value with it. But it's that fast-paced adventure shit, just like The Mummy. I mean, it's literally the same director, so it fed to my brain what I wanted to see as a kid. You know, the guy gets the girl. There's some fun action. You get some monsters in there. You get the epic brawling between the monsters, which is my favorite part of the movie.
You get comic relief. That's in there. You get all the set pieces like the horse carriage chase with the female vampires. Yeah, dude, it's a romp. It is a bit of. It's not. This film's saving grace is that it knows it's campy. It knows what it is.
Yeah.
And
it knows the Muppet Reader.
The guy playing Dracula. He hams it up so brilliantly, but it looks like he's having the time of his life playing this character, and doing all the
I think he was the only one.
It
seems like he was the only one who was enjoying his fucking time on camera.
Beckinsale's like, when the fuck are they going to start recording Underworld?
Yeah. Stephen Sommers, he actually didn't want to reach out to her because he felt like it was going to be too similar to her role in Underworld 1. But
where vampires fight werewolves?
Literally, yeah.
No shit. Really?
So what ends up happening is her agent reached out to him and said, just send us the script. And then she wanted to do it. Probably because it was a good high-paying job. The budget was fucking pretty fat for its time.
Oh, God, yeah.
She gets to kiss Hugh Jackman,
Yeah, okay, I'll put this out there.
Talk about two beautiful people coming together.
Like, who won the lottery on that one? I think there could be arguments made for straight people on both sides.
Yeah.
100%.
Well,
and then you got Dracula's girls, too.
Yeah.
Brides.
Oh, yeah. Even though their acting is pretty fucking...
It's bad.
Oh, my God.
Dude, it's bad.
I know what lurks in your lasting heart.
I hope you have a heart, Alira, because someday I'm going to drive a stake through it.
Too bad. So sad.
Dude, I'll tell you what though. At least with the redhead, I don't care.
Yeah, the redhead.
She was looking good, but her acting was atrocious.
Growing up, I was a fan of the dark hair, the long dark-haired one.
Dude,
okay, you can't go wrong with any of the three. It's just that
there's two specific reasons that you thought she was okay. Because, goddamn, that's the only thing you can see on screen. Her eyes, of course, lovely eyes.
Yeah, great eyes. Another atrocious acting. The brother. Every time he is on screen,
Valken, is it?
Valken, yeah, Valken. Every time he was on screen, I was like, damn, dude. Like I thought his acting was beyond poor. I really do love the werewolf transformations in these movies. I told you guys this on last week's podcast, but there's it's probably my favorite werewolf transformation ever is Van Helsing's at the end of this. I just think it's so sick. When they were ripping off the skin, they're not growing fur and turning into a werewolf. They're showing the beast that is inside of their flesh. It's a whole different shit. So they're fucking tearing off their skin, climbing up walls in distorted ways, and I don't know, dude.
He was exorcisting up the wall.
Yeah,
that was
had a nice little horror element to it. I felt. What did you guys think about the CG in this film?
Fucking PlayStation 2 is what I thought of this.
Really?
This looked like I thought.
Were there any scenes where you felt like, oh, that was actually pretty good for its time? None.
No, I thought I've.
I kind of liked Hugh Jackman's werewolf not transformation, but when he was finally in the thing where it was the all black wolf. I thought that was kind of cool.
Massive.
Yeah, but I was watching this going like, man, this CGI hasn't aged well. Because I remember watching this like close to when it came out and thinking like it was not bad.
Yeah.
But then when I watched around now, I'm like, oof, ooh.
There was one transition that I paused in this movie because I thought it was fucking flawless. And the overall scene, I'm actually not a fan of because it's literally straight out of a video game, kind of like Craig said. But when they're finding the antidote for Van Helsing, and they're in that room, the sexy redhead vampire is holding up Kate by her neck. And there's a transition where she's human, and then in an instant, she is just in the same shot. She turns into her full vampire form. And I'll play the scene for you guys after we get off of this, or maybe you could find it on YouTube. But this one shot I thought was just flawless. Just in that like 2-3 seconds of her going from human into vampire was crazy.
Didn't jump out at me, so
yeah.
I know the bit. I know.
I'd have to go back and watch it.
I rewinded it, but if it didn't catch you, it didn't catch you.
The one that stuck out to me the most was the horse carriage chase, and then the werewolf rocks up onto the carriage where they've got Frankenstein's monster, and he jumps up on top of the flame. At this point, the carriage is flaming. He jumps up on top of it.
Oh, when the werewolf is on top?
The werewolf's on top, jumps on top of the fire, and I thought, what the PS2 is this? This is a FMV cut, it's a cutscene from a PlayStation 2 video game. That is the level of quality we're talking here.
I don't know, maybe CGI has just gone downhill then. Because CGI with some movies nowadays, I feel like are worse than this movie. Like there's some horrific CGI out there still.
Yeah, it's called
there still is
Sharknado. Yeah,
this CGI just has not aged well, in my opinion. It just it doesn't look. Nothing in it is like, wow, that looked real or that looked pleasing to the eye. A lot of it didn't.
Brian, how
some of the subtle ones when I remember like when that like where they have to go into Dracula's like fucking hidden hideout or whatever it is, and they go through that like the mirror, like little subtle effects like that. I thought they did kind of well, but when it comes to like the fighting and stuff, like nah.
Brian, how can you besmirch this film after that epic Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde fight at the beginning?
Oh, that was actually dope. Are you guys fucking with me, or did you hate it?
That was like Beowulf times 3 times worse.
Oh, you guys hated it. I loved it.
Who was that? Hold on. I'm not as into horror as you guys. Who was that character supposed to be?
You don't know? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Mr. Hyde?
No.
So he's a guy who basically injects himself with this formula or medicine, and it turns him into Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll is the doctor who invents the serum. He injects himself, and he turns into Mr. Hyde. Turns into this like monstrous creature. But it's based off of a book. You could probably honestly talk about it a little bit better than me, Craig.
So there's a man with a split personality, and his split personality is a monstrous fucking psychopath who, kills all these people. As they say at the beginning, he's killed like 12 women, 20 men, however many children, and, whatever.
I remember that line.
And he's got...
It sounds like outside of this movie, it might be an interesting thing to look into. Like,